That's that. All right, let's bring in our next guest analyst. That's Oliver Slope. He's with Blue Line Futures in Chicago. Oliver, thanks for taking the time. I don't know. What do you think? What's going on?
Well, grains came out guns a-blazing last night on the reopen, and I think a lot of that was probably just some FOMO or the fear of missing out on the commodity trade. You got a lot of commodities just ripping higher last night, including gold, silver, oil, grains, corn and soybeans specifically, and all kind of giving back those gains this morning as the dollar starts to gain a little bit more traction following yesterday's Federal Reserve meeting. And I wouldn't be surprised to see this volatility and kind of choppiness continue, especially through the end of the week. I was joking. I put out a tweet earlier this morning about sometimes March Madness can kind of feel like a holiday trade, and that may read as a joke, but in all seriousness, I'm sure you've seen it too with your experience on the floor. Things start to die down. People,
absolutely,
rotate their head from this screen to the basketball screens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen that a lot, and you could also say that about the World Cup when it comes to soccer and a few other things when you've got these multi-day competitions when it's a big sport. It does take away a lot of folks. And you know what? I mean, after we got over the Fed talk yesterday and people did what they needed to do last night, it's not crazy to think that that's absolutely what's happening here today. We've just kind of settled back in, but it's a good point. You're the first one that really brought it up, but that's absolutely something that I've seen before as well.
Well, I'm speaking for myself. That's why.
Right. Okay. Stay right there. We're going to go away. We're going to pay some bills. We're going to come back and talk more with Oliver Slope. He's with Blue Line Futures in Chicago. We're going to talk about livestock when we come back. And our guest analyst who's been so patiently waiting in the wings, Oliver Slope, Blue Line Futures. Oliver, anything jump out at you when we talk about those cattle and hog prices?
Well, despite kind of lingering near unchanged here this afternoon, there has been a little bit of volatility in the cattle markets, and I think a lot of that came on some cash trade this morning. We were here at 188 being passed on down in Texas and asking 190, so that sparked some optimism. But I think once 188 started trading down there, at least from talking to some of our clients, I think it was kind of more of a buy the rumor, sell the fact type of thing. We're moving past the cash trade, now looking forward to tomorrow's cattle on feed report. So maybe a little bit of positioning ahead of that. But as mentioned with the grain markets, I think there are some other distractions out there right now. And with the cattle on feed report, nobody really wanted to stick their neck out too far ahead of that.
Anything that you glean from the hogs?
Lean hogs, just very choppy. I honestly think you could probably flip a coin here, both fundamentally and technically. I'm kind of waiting for retest of the top end of the range or lower end of the range to look to be a buyer or a seller. Right. I will go back to cattle real quick, though. Seasonally, not a great time to be super bullish, so I would have a little bit of a caution sign out there, especially if you're someone that needs to protect the downside.
All right, build the floor. I like it. All right. Thank you very much, Oliver Slope, Blue Line Futures, coming to us from Chicago.